is Valley too with some.
And David Mitchell here, aka David Bun, what my wife calls me,
My Little Pony.
in Voice of Autism, episode 379. And
You know, the most topic that was often talked about in how many weeks before Christmas?
is what happened in South Korea and what happened in New York. And oh boy,
David, you're such a drama king, but
that's gonna be crazy.
I will validate, you know?
Mm-hmm. And some of it will affect the autistic community, so there's a that I'm going to talk about that going on that I will talk about with the autistic community that need to be talked about. About like because some of it does affect us. Like what happened up in New York a couple days ago with the assassination of the CEO of United Healthcare. Yes, the guy was a psycho. Yes, he was crazy. Even though what he did was wrong and there's no excuse about it.
Really?
It, to be honest, it was probably the only way to get justice because the CEO of United Healthcare was evil bastard. Look, I don't condone violence and murder. I don't. But when your own country is allowing people like that to get away with messed up crimes and stealing billions of dollars from the American people, and it take a effing psycho to take a guy like that down, that speaks a volume. No joke about it. It speaks volumes that a psycho had to take someone like that down. Which, in my book, that a fucking yikes. Like, no joke about it. If it had to be that way, it's messed up. But it's sad that the people who are doing this, who are taking billions of dollars from the American people, are getting away with it. When it comes to healthcare and all that. Beyond effed up. Even in my book. Like, here my team. It beyond effed up in a way. And it's something I don't agree with. I knew eventually the psychos were eventually going to, do something like this. But never imagined it would have got this big in any way. But let me be honest. What he did, taking out the CEO, that was wrong. But it's very sad that it had came down to that. Like, let me be honest. Very sad. Because people like that are messed up in their head. Like, don't condone what he did. But that other guy was pretty bad too, because
back to my match real quick.
It was up in crazy. Also, felt get back to her game. But both sides, everybody going to suffer. It's a sad truth, Everybody going to suffer because someone wanted to be greedy, and instead of helping people with life-saving medical care, they wanted to take that money for themselves and for their buddies on Wall Street. And to be honest, that evil in itself, even in my book, is beyond evil. But if it literally takes something ain't right. And I will say that because sometimes if it takes action to take people like that down, then something ain't right. Even in my book, Like, seriously, even in my book, it's still pretty effed up. But let me just say it. A lot of people look at him as a hero, and a lot of people look at him as a murderer. It's 50-50. And here my chain with me and my stance, with me that I'm independent, not Democrat or Republican. My chain is 50-50 on this because here at Jane, the government should have arrested the CEO a long time ago, and they're allowing him to get away with stuff like this. And Jane, it took a psycho who did not like the guy, who knew some of the evil stuff he did, to take him out. Which, it's pretty subtle when you did think about it. But, it don't justify the fact that that happened. But, reason why I'm talking about this, because I talked about it on Dimitri live stream yesterday, and I'm also going to be talking about it later on the week in Fan the Trains next week too, that there's up that I do need to bring up that need to be talked about when it comes to stuff like this, because let's be honest, it does affect the autistic community. Because here at Jane, some of the CEO victim that he denied life-saving medical care of were autistic. And kicker it, the guy was an ableist toward people with mental disability. And good God, a lot of people in the autistic community are cheering for his death. I'm not cheering, but I don't feel bad either, you know? I don't feel bad that the guy died. I understand then the kids are going to be without a dad and the mother is going to be widow, but my thing is that he brought it on himself. Because here, Jane, the amount of people that died because he denied them life-saving medical care, put him on our list. It's eventually going to happen, you know? When you treat people like shit, eventually they're going to snap. They're a big thing I have learned. Don't disrespect people. Don't. Because in the end, it will backfire and you're not going to have a good day. That for sure. I have learned that long ago. And the fact that the guy have literally did so much wrong to people, and also the connection to Autism Speaks, because that a yikes in itself. But the fact that he would promote and stuff like that, a pretty effed up bill that, thank God, was shot down, that would have took a lot of us autistic people rights away from it, and also our rights of reproduction, which, thank God, that backfired. But, you know, it doesn't bother me that he did, but I don't see the but the guy as a hero. I don't see him as a hero or a murderer. I just see it as something that will eventually going to happen. Because there are so many CEOs right now who are so greedy. Stuff like that will eventually going to happen. I don't condone it, but here, Jane, when the American people are tired, they're tired. So yeah, but I'll be talking more with Brightline next week. If I can get him on next week, if we have a good schedule. But yeah, but let me get back to the autistic side of this more. Because the guy with a psycho, they're going to be bringing up the crime thing, oh, he autistic. The reality is, the guy was not autistic. He was a blatant psychopath. and just bad timing. So, to be honest, it's not going to look good for the autistic community because we're going to get blamed for it because every time like something like shit like this happen, our community get blamed for it. Heck, the whole election scene with people voting Kamala, even though she lost the election, the autistic community was blamed for it. The problem is that a lot of autistic people actually voted Trump. And the reason why was because a lot of the autistic people who lived in San Francisco where she was DA knew what she did, so they said, yeah, we let her deal with Trump than a psychopath who would literally throw in jail just because we're different and we're autistic. Because 60% of the innocent people that she threw in jail and used as human labor were actually autistic, which is pretty disturbing. So, no. I don't like Trump either, but knowing her past has literally scared me saying that I'm not voting anybody, but I hope she don't especially get it. Plus, also, the only reason she got where she was because of playing with guy dongs when she was in her 20s and 30s, which we all know about that. But it's up and I won't go any more farther in. But for the autistic community, we're going to be right now on a swivel right now because, let me be honest, I'm already seeing that our community is going to get blamed for all of this. Even though it was eventually going to happen. Did not matter how it was going to happen, it was eventually going to happen where a CEO was going to get assassinated over, mess up stuff. Like, it was eventually going to happen. Like,
Stop, what the fuck?
Stop! Well, playing her video game.
What an actual fuck?
Oh, I think they're trying to get to you, but, Oh, yeah, he got to you. But Vel playing her game. But what I'm saying is that eventually, and it's probably going to happen during our lifetime, because let's be honest, this generation is pissed with the corporate greed and stuff. So it will eventually going to happen, whereas a CEO was going to get assassinated. I was expecting someone from Rock to get assassinated, but
Nice.
that was not on my bingo card this year.
I'm so proud of myself.
But
one kill assist.
I knew a CEO was going to get assassinated eventually, but I was not expecting him. Maybe him later on, about 10 years from now, but
Careful.
Same.
Glass.
He
Same
should
on
have
glass.
faced the consequences in a court of law.
Don't do anything.
Even though the guy took it in his action to take an evil bastard down, that guy should have, the CEO of United Healthcare, should have faced justice in a court of law. But the court system and the government failed.
What the
Good job.
fuck?
So, it was eventually going to happen anyway because of the failure of the government and the court system, which
A little bit.
it's pretty sad.
I'm in love.
But let me get back to it.
Sorry, guys.
The autistic community, we're going to have to be on a level because we're going to get blamed for this. But let me just say this. With him being the first one, I wonder what other CEO are probably going to get assassinated,
Sorry.
needed, who should be facing, trials. Val trying to tickle me. But I'm wondering who would be the next one. Oh, train going by.
Train
Yep. But this is what I'll say. Not expecting it, and I don't condone it, like murder wrong, killing people wrong. But it will going to happen because one, a lot of the corrupt, evil CEO who done stuff that should be counted as criminals or crimes are not fate in justice. The funny thing is, it took normal people, which, to be honest, I don't agree with what he did. Like, don't agree with it, but it was only a matter of time before something like that happened. But, don't agree with it, and I will never agree with it. Murder, wrong. Wrong. It wrong. Guy should have faced justice in a court of law. But, until we can get proper people in who would crack down on the people, it's going to take a long time. But I will say this, and I'm going to bring it up, and I'm going to bring it real fast. Is that this is only the beginning. That for sure. I don't agree with it, but it's the beginning of a line that about to change. But, hopefully that might get the government to start cracking down on CEO. But, should have faced justice. The guy who did it is going to face justice anyway, too, So, I feel bad, but for everything that happened, but I don't feel guilty for it at all. But, yeah. But, also, I'm going to bring up what happened in South Korea. If y'all have been living under a rock or have not been on the news for about a week to a week and a half, it's something I'm going to bring up. And it's the reason why, and I'm going to bring up the reason why we have our right to bear arms in our Second Amendment. A couple days in South Korea, their leader, what is his name, Val?
I can't remember.
Check real quick. Is that mine or yours?
What?
The s'mores.
Yeah, that's mine.
Alright, where is mine?
Is that attached to your cup, David boy?
Alright. I'm going to later on this week. I'm probably going to eat it.
I'm gonna eat it by itself,
Don't eat mine.
I'll eat yours.
Did you already eat the marshmallow?
Yes.
Yeah. But let me get back to what I was saying. Or Abby, check real quick who the leader of South Korea is, real quick, please. Because even though they're impeaching him, they're trying to impeach him right now. But let me bring up right now that I'm going to say it, and hear me out on it. That a week ago.
That's Yoon, President Yoon.
Yoon.
Give me a moment.
President Yoon of South Korea, and for people who don't know, South Korea is praised for being a modern democracy. Well, here it's saying, a lot of people are saying that's what the U.S. should be striving for. But here it's saying, a week ago, President Yoon tried to do a coup, tried to become a dictator.
Trying to become a freaking boo-boo.
And he did it late at night. Around 10:30 p.m. He declared martial law to try to stop his opponents. But luckily, his opponents got to the building, I forget, the parlor, what they call it, if I can remember. I don't remember the name of it, but I'm just going to call it the parlor. He would literally try to ban the party from assembling. funny thing is that if they voted, he would have to acknowledge it, which he knew, so he tried to do it so late at night they would not have to fight a chance. Luckily, they managed to get in the building, even though no, they had the military block at the front. Funny thing is, they did not block the back. But funny thing is that made it even worse for President Moon, is that the people who blockaded everything were ex-military, because here in South Korea, you got a mandatory draft, meaning you can't dodge. You'll end up in the military eventually, even if you don't want to. But because of that, it kind of backfired on him, because they blocked the exit or the entrances and exits for the military couldn't get in. So when the opponent got in, they voted yes to end the martial law. It only lasted 6 hours.
Be careful, girl.
The funny thing is, found out even more, when he declared the martial law, he was going to send the military out to arrest his opponents and throw them in jail. Which, we need to think about that. That's a red flag. He was literally going to declare martial law just to arrest his opponents, to take people's freedoms away.
It's my baddest aim ever. Sorry.
And here, funny thing, South Korea does have a Second Amendment. It's not as free as the U.S. Amendment. You can have guns, but they got amendment, and some of the protesters did brought their guns, and there were a lot of standoffs.
Really, Dave?
Mm-hmm. But by around 4 in the morning, the martial law ended. But he had no choice, because Parliament voted yes to end it. And if he did not acknowledge it and did not end the martial law, and here a team that I think were pretty smart in their law system, it would promote him as a traitor, and it would have counted as treason, because even though he would be president, it would have counted as treason. He literally tried to become a wannabe dictator, and it failed. And now he probably going to be facing criminal charges, and probably even going to jail, because they're still looking for the treason charge, which, to be honest, is crazy. But he probably won't be the president not that much longer. Meaning, he about to lose everything, and people are not going to vote for him. That for sure. But here my thing. This is the exact reason why we have the right to bear arms. Because what happened in South Korea is an example on why we fight to keep our right to bear arms and own guns. And it comes from someone who is autistic. Because their government, or their president, nearly became tyrannical. And here, Jane, and a lot of people are probably going to agree with me on this, but guess who would have probably done that the moment they got into office? Kamala. Kamala would have probably... And this is what I'm saying. Kamala would have probably declared martial law. First day. Next thing you know, people are going to have their gun rights taken from them. Next thing you know, you're going to see her opposition, who did not want her becoming president, getting arrested. And go on. And here, Gene, we need to think about what she did in California at DA. Just stop and think for a minute. Stop and think before you comment. She would have, and I'm going to bring it up, she would have done that. What happened in South Korea could have happened here in the U.S. if she had won that election. And I'm not even kidding. She would have done it.
Oh boy.
Like, the fact that if you look at her past record, and you start realizing and connecting dots, she would have done it.
Mhm.
Look, I don't like Trump either, but Kamala is worse. Like I said, I'd rather deal with that asshole Trump for 4 years over someone like Kamala. The funny thing is, a lot of people agreed. My thing is that people like her are a danger to the American country. And funny thing is, she's not a transporter, which
Oh,
I'll bring up
God.
more about that in next week's live stream too on Fanta Trains. But she also not a friend of the autistic community. Because here thing, when I said earlier, yeah, most of the autistic people that had what happened to them, I'm not joking. The autistic community did not want her to become president. Like, there were still a good amount that did, but not as many as you would have expected. And here my reason why. She is an ableist. She is a low-key ableist, and she is secretive about it. But here it's saying it eventually gonna be out. But I'll say that we almost had something like that happen back in 2016 with you know who. And let me be honest, stuff we know about her pretty unsettling, which got another miracle right there. But yeah. But for the autistic community, something like that is dangerous. And I don't agree with it. But thank God something like that happened, because now we got an example on why we need a right to bear arms. Because it was a perfect example of why we need the right to bear arms and have our gun right. Because what happened in South Korea, what a perfect example.
Ah!
But also,
Interrogation.
is not good when it came to autistic people. And the reason why I say that is because he wanted to segregate the autistic community in South Korea, which is also a bad thing in its own right. And this is what I will say. Some of the most dangerous people are the ones that say they fight for equality rights when they don't. Because the one thing, oh sorry, get distracted by something. The one thing I have on people who say that they fight for equality never do. And there's some very big
Fuck.
velvet lots around. Oof.
Oh, heart attack.
But let me get say this. The people who always say that they fight for equality and want equality
Okay.
really don't. They're
That was a
hypocrites
good-
and they lie.
That was a good ending. That was a good one. That's my favorite.
And that's something I have learned over the years.
You know what that caution was, David?
Mm-hmm. Because here's the thing. Val, right here, my wife. You want to say something?
What?
About how you've been effeminate in the Philippines, but when you came here to the U.S., you did not like it. Like, Val got done with the match. But, like, am I right?
Yep.
Like, you want to say something real quick?
It's too toxic. You know, feminism can be too toxic. Feminism can be toxic. Feminism can be good.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is, they're misleading them. Misleading everybody else.
Like, saying with what Val just said. and I'm gonna bring it
Not
up.
cheating.
It's that in our home country, the feminists they're smart and good, but the feminists here in the U.S. they're just narcissists, and they love playing victim.
Yep, that's the toxic feminism. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Heck, I remember the whole Me Too movement. A ton of guys tried coming out of what happened to them when they were teenager and young adults from predatory girls, but instead they got ridiculed, called all sort of crap, or the girls that played victim and to destroy their life. The thing about it is that the feminists, they're just hypocrites. They just want to lie and eat their cake. And what I have learned, and I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna bring it up. Is that when you support equality, you also got to deal with what the other side deal with too. You can't say, "Oh, I support equality," and next thing you know, you're sitting on a different minority, different color, different race, different disability. You can't do that. Heck, like, and I'm gonna bring it up from the gaming community, Sweet Baby Inc. Like, them little fuckers, and I'm gonna bring it up from an autistic person. They hate white guys. They hate Jewish people. And here, funny thing, saying that right there is racism. That racism. But y'all don't want to call them out.
Really?
Because they're white liberal women, black women, black guys, black trans. You don't want to call them out, but they're just as racist as everybody else. And here, my team, society is two-faced. Because the people who say that, and I'm gonna say it again, the people who say that they want to be all about equality, they're low-key fucking racist and fucking hypocrite. They like to lie. What I have learned when it comes to people like that, that they're not fucking truthful. They're not. They'll fucking lie if their heart's a 10. And they're coming from someone who's autistic. And here at Teen, I had people thought I was a light straight male. But I'm not. Here at Teen, I'm mixed. I'm Blackfoot Cherokee Indian, German, Irish, Dutch, Italian, Irish, I already said that, but also partly a little Nordic because of the Irish side. But when you did think about it, and I'm going to bring it up, when you did think about it, you start realizing a lot of stuff. And that when reality hit me that people think of you as a certain way just by your looks. But also, I got some. I also had to deal with some ableist people who say, "Oh, you don't look autistic when you are." That too. And I also had people who were being misandry, is what it called. Called me all sort of crap, thinking I was a white straight male. Funny thing is, I'm bisexual. Yes, I'm a male, but I'm bisexual. But I have seen it all. The reason why I am independent, I will never side with anybody. Doesn't matter if you're right or left. I only agree with what I know is right and what is wrong. And a lot of the people don't have that mindset. Oh, we got another train coming.
Really, Day?
Yep.
On a train.
We've been only on for 34 minutes and we already had 2 trains went by. Both of them southbounds. But Jesus, that also one reason why I have not been relevant that much, because every fucking thing been coming through during the nighttime hours. So that a fucking pain in the ass in itself. That everything been coming through during the middle of the night. But infuriating, but you know, pattern should get ready to change again in a couple of days. Hopefully, but let me just say it again. That people say that they are for equality and diversity are really not. They're really not. They're low-key races, and they like blaming other groups. Hell, when I called out it said Sweet Baby Inc. earlier, I really mean it. Like, if you look at some of their Twitter stuff from about 10, 15 years ago, good God. God. That right there, if that was from a white person, oh God, that would have been cancel culture to death. And this is the other reason why society is too fucking face. Coming from someone who is autistic. It's because most of the people who want equality, who are, or technically not equality, but want everything handed to them on a silver platter, they go with the word equality to make it seem that way, but they're really not there for equality. Like for obese, fat people, and I'm talking about like fat people with love handles and wobbles a lot. They only do what they do because and make the excuse about it. Be prideful of yourself because they don't want to be called out for being bad, you know? And then they screw it over for the people who have medical conditions who naturally get fat who can't get it off. Like, here, Jane, I'm a little obese, but here, Jane, most of my fat is natural. Like, Jesus Christ. If I try to work this up off, it won't even burn off. But the thing is that it make it harder for people like us. But, yeah. And the other thing is that, and I laugh my ass off about it a lot because people don't know about it. It's that, and I want to bring it up real quick. It's that a lot of the people, and I'm going to bring up a lot.
What the fuck? Let's just go on stairs, bro.
It's that.
This is cow being ghosted.
And it coming from an autistic person and plus being married to a beautiful, intelligent woman, aka my white veil right there. There, it's that. And I'm gonna be honest about it. And let me be honest. I'm not gonna even respond to that, you know? But let me just say this. And I'm gonna bring it up. It that
What happened?
they're at my window.
Sorry?
They're at my window. But what I'm trying to say, and I'm gonna bring it up, is that one, as someone who is autistic, and I'm gonna bring it up, is that a lot of the people are hypocrites. You know? Oh boy. And what I'll be honest about when it comes to it is that that knocking been screwing me up. I can't respond to it, but
What are you doing? Yes?
don't wake up, Mama.
You're yelling at me. I don't want Mom to disturb me, Mom. I don't want Mom disturb me. I don't want to disturb him.
Oh, 1 minute. I gotta check my mom
You
about
just
this.
do it. Your mom wants you to do it. Oh my gosh. Bullshit. Bullshit!
My
Never mind.
my window. But let me get back to what I was saying before I got distracted. I did text my mom to shoo him off. But let me just say this, and I'm gonna bring it up, and
Fuck! My bad.
and
Oh.
let me bring it up. Let me bring it up
Of course.
real fast. Is that a lot of the American feminism, when we were talking earlier, is that
Duck outside.
they're hypocrites. Because they say, oh, I want equality.
Oh, duck. I don't know. Nice. Shit. I have to grab something.
Oh, that Katie. It's outside.
Just do it.
Alright, I'm live streaming.
I'll do it.
5 minutes.
That's for Mama to do it.
I know, too.
Tell Mama to do it.
5 minutes. Alright.
Just let Mama do it.
Mama been temperamental. No.
Let her do it. Remember your mom told us?
I know, but
Ignore it. I try to be mean, but she's affected.
I know, but there's some crazy stuff going on with my family right now. That if y'all wondering what is going on, is that I can't say a lot. It's between my mom and my brother and his girlfriend, but that's all I can say. But let me get back to what I was saying. Saying that a lot of the American feminists are hypocrites. They say, oh, we want equality, we want to overthrow the matriarchy. You already overthrew the matriarchy back in 1984. The reality is, all they want is to have a silver platter and have their cake and eat it. Because when it comes to equality and stuff, but yeah. And thing is, and I'm gonna be honest about this, is that back about a year ago, there were about 2 to 3 years ago, a bill passed where if we ever go to war again, females get drafted in the army. Well, the same female who are feminine would say, oh, equality, they got real pissed about that. And I mean real pissed. And the thing is that, and I'm going to be honest, they're the same one who say, oh, we want equality. Well, if you want equality, you gotta also deal with the same stuff that males deal with. Because here it's saying, when you're looking for real equality, you also gotta deal with the up and downs that the other sex deal with. But, yeah. It's something I'll bring up. But, it depends. But here, Jane.
Sorry.
Okay, now, I gotta be right back. I
Bro.
gotta do this. What, minute, Bell?
Oh shit.
Be right back.
Fuck! Sorry guys. There's an F and 0. Oh, screw it guys. screwed. Be sure about it, bro. Oh god, I'm mad right now. So that's mom's orders. That's mama's orders. I don't own the house. Mama's orders. I'm cold, man. There's like a Astra 2.0, like. Check what it is. Little small one, like me. Sorry, guys. You wanna stare? Okay. There. Sorry, guys. I'm just staring at my baby. Sorry, guys. I was playing my favorite game, and I gotta let you stare. Sorry, guys. It's not counted right there. Jill, can you stop? I love you, but you're cute. Oh, he smokes. No, he ditched it. What? Is it Ace? Ace on stairs. Ace on stairs. Nice try. Ace on stairs. Oh yeah. Selfie boy. Yes. Did you lock it?
Alright, I'm back, everyone.
Did you watch? Did you see? Did you help?
Yeah, I legit needed to grab something.
No.
But, yeah, sorry about that. But let me get back to what I was saying. I guess Val was doing the Sophie scene while we're gone.
Yes, she does. And Sophie likes to stare.
And oh boy, let's go to them. But
Ah, that. I love to stare.
but what I was saying is that a lot of the feminists say that they support equality. In reality, they don't. All they want is to have their cake and eat it.
Let them eat cake.
Mm-hmm.
Or let them buy dolls.
Mm-hmm. That's all they want. They want to have their cake and eat it. And the reality is, they're not there for equality. They're not. And trust me, when I say it, some of these feminists are some pretty messed up in the head. There are reasons why I try not to deal with any of them because, let me be honest, some of them have some stuff that I would not say good, and some of them got some pretty messed up stuff that it's just as bad as the guys. Heck, it's something I would say. If you're looking for equality, you also gotta call out your side too. Because both sides are in the wrong. And I'll say it. Equality, when you're looking for equality, you got to call both sides out. And what I have learned over the years is that equality comes in different forms. And the fact is that when you're talking about serious equality, and I'm talking about equality in many ways, you got to know what you're doing. You got to know what you're doing right. Because, let me be honest, you can shoot yourself in the foot and being a hypocrite if you don't say what you're saying. But, yeah. My thing is, and I'm gonna bring it up, that when you're doing stuff and you're trying to be right, you got to be willing to call out the wrong and the bad. Because here's the thing, if you don't, stuff is going to go wrong. But also, if you're not willing to put a foot down to call bad apples in your own community, all you're to doing is to preventing progress in a way. Because here's the thing, equality, and I'm going to bring it up about equality, gotta have somewhere to start. And when you prevent it, all you're just doing and making everything hard. Like, in here, Gene, that stuff does get screwed over a lot. But it's something I will say, in a way. And but yeah. But when you want equality, you also got to work on also calling bad apples on your side out too. Because here might say, and I'm gonna bring it up. Is that if you can't do it, what's so funny? Oh, did you just destroy the camera?
Yes. Fuck.
Oh, you opened up and he saw that, didn't he?
Yep.
But yeah, Val playing her game. That's the reason why.
proud of myself.
But let me get back to what I was saying. That
Damn it.
it depends on what it is too. But I have learned over the years. And it's something I will say you will always find other stuff that will blow it out of portion too. But equality, and I'm going to be honest, you eventually will get there, but you also have to call out all the bad apples. Because, let me be honest, and what I'm going to be brutal with, is that
Oh, smart.
equality, when it comes to stuff, you got to know. You got to know. Because you will have hypocrites in a way.
Don't do anything, please.
Wi-Fi routers in Australia.
Oh.
Oh, I gotta send it to Genesis. They found the meme right here. Wi-Fi router.
I'm proud of myself, guys.
That pure entertainment. But I will say this. Huh. That how many people followed? I'm gonna be on it, and it's something I find funny. I got more followers on Instagram than I do YouTube. Look.
Oh yeah.
That one of the most funniest thing when you did think about it.
With that, Sophie need to get stared on.
You and that stuff, Val. Oh, look like you're almost up to 1,000 followers on your main one. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Look like Michael.
No, Michael.
Up. Oh. Look like someone hung up. Alright, maybe some other time, Michael. Booty bum, Michael. Booty bum. Let me see this. No. Other autistic people. Accord. I'll probably share this meme. It's something that Val put on Instagram. But that'll be something I agree with. But I will say it is this. With what I have learned when I said what I said, is that if you really do support equality, you got to call out people on your side too, because you're saying about true equality, and I'm going to be on about it. Is that true equality? I'm going to bring it up with true equality. That when you're looking for it, you gotta call everybody out, you know? You got to call everybody out when it comes to true equality. And that's something I really do mean. Like, literally, because when it comes to it, that eventually it does happen. What did happen? It's some crazy video. Oh, cool. Sorry, getting distracted by stuff on Instagram. Funny video stuff. But let me just say this. Is that when it comes to equality and wanting to fight for what's right, you got to call everybody out, even people on your own side. Because here's the thing, every side can be right, every side can be wrong. And that's something I had to learn when I was younger. Because my thing is that equality does come in different forms. You think that if you can't pay attention properly to knowing what, then it changes. But it depends on where it is. But yeah. But it always have to depend on something. Now let's save this and see it to look for her. Oh. But it's up and I'll always say. But let me be honest, that there are people who don't realize, and I'll be honest about it, that don't realize that when they're saying that they're supporting equality, if you're really supporting equality, you also got to look at your side too. Because, let me be honest, equality, when in the way it is, come in different forms. And the problem is that people sometimes don't realize that. And it happens a ton of time. Not just once, not just twice, but plenty, and I mean plenty of times. Heck, I even seen it happen. But the fact that this stuff does happen a lot, people don't realize it. And I mean, they don't realize it. But it does happen. Like, literally, it does happen in a way. But it's crazy tough and crazy. But yeah, sorry to look at some crazy stuff, but yeah. It is almost 12 now, or it's actually about to be 12 in a couple of minutes, so gotta get ready to call it a night in a few minutes and get ready to head to bed. But let me just say this. That some of the craziest stuff I have seen, and I'm bringing it up, that I have actually seen when it comes to fighting for equality or like calling for equality, is that I have seen hypocrites on both sides. So yeah, but also in the autistic community, like we have seen some super racist people in the autistic community, in our own community. Like I have seen
Oh God,
autistic
it's hard.
people who are racist
Hard, guys.
towards Asians, towards whites. I have seen it all. And I would say it.
There are millions of toxic people out there like being racist.
Exactly.
Undertone racist. Higher tone
Mhm.
racist.
The thing is, it races is not one sided.
Mm-hmm.
Racism is two sided.
Exactly.
Heck, it could be even three sided, all I care. Like, I have seen I have seen black people be racist, Hispanic people be racist,
Mm-mm.
Asian people be racist, even white people.
Anybody.
Everybody. The fact is that it comes in all different forms.
Mm-mm.
And saying it, if you want to solve the problem, you got to acknowledge that everybody can be racist.
Mm-hmm.
The doesn't matter ethnicity, race, or disability.
Yep.
That's the only way you can solve the problem of racism, because you got to accept that everybody can be racist.
Everybody can be bad.
Exactly. You got to accept that, because you won't be able to accept it until you realize. Like, let me be honest, the whole critical race theory would, thank God, a lot of states abandoned it. It teaching people to be racist towards white people. And all you're doing right there is that you're not solving the problem of racism. You're just putting it on a different group of people. Like, literally, you're just passing a bad torch that will burn someone's hand to someone else. All you're just doing right there is causing more of a problem with racism. And my thing is, as me being autistic, you don't solve the problem by doing that. You don't. And all you just do is to make the problem even worse. So, racism, bad. All bad. But you can't solve the problem by forcing it onto another group.
No,
You got to accept that anybody can be racist. Heck, some of the people who are super sensitive, and I'm going to bring up the snowflakes and the wokes, they're racist too. And the only reason they're so sensitive because people don't put up with their stuff. What I have learned, and it's something I learned when I was younger, is that anybody can be racist, doesn't matter who they are. The problem is that it can be very well hidden. And the reality, and I'm going to bring it up as the reality, is that I have seen people play victim and hide their racism super well. And when I say super well, I mean super well. Like, I have a coworker. He is black. I'm not going to say a name because, one, he is super racist, but he is so good at getting away with it, is that he know how to play victim. And what I have learned, and what I'm going to bring up, is that doesn't matter who you are, racism is racism. But yeah. Well, the flashbang herself. Well, I do gotta get ready to do that anyway. Ninja.
Help, 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 help.
Vel playing her game.
Yang, can you come over?
Oh, 1v1. Oh boy. Got him. Oh. But yeah, I won that game. But yeah, but it depends. Now they'll all today, or technically now Wednesday. They'll off today, but I got work. But I gotta get the bus at 8 in the morning. But I gotta be down at the depot at 8 o'clock, meaning I gotta get up around 6:30, 7 o'clock. But I hope everybody enjoyed the live stream.
Please like and subscribe.
And we'll
talk to you guys later.
Bye, guys. And have
a scary day. Wednesday.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
And I hope everybody have a Merry Christmas.